Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Cambridge, Massachusetts for the 25th annual Old-Time Baseball game. Tonight, once again, we have a little bit of everything for you. We've got kids from high school players to people who played in the major leagues. More on that later. Some of the most unique uniforms you've ever seen, all for a great cause. This year, it's the American Heart Association, and we're looking forward to just 9 innings of baseball on a beautiful day in the Boston area. It was hot today. It was 90, 95 degrees. It's cooled down a bit, and trust me, the players, they knew it in those wool uniforms, but we are ready to go now, and you couldn't ask for a more picturesque night. It's surreal. It is every year. This is my 3rd year doing the game, but it always feels surreal. The combination of the lights, the field, the uniforms, everything, and you get a look right there at just how surreal it is, and part of that is the man on the mound. That's Tim Wakefield, and he gives up a first pitch hit. That is a base hit by... So we have a quick start here. Matt Harris, and we'll touch on Matt's story in a bit, but Tim, of course, played a number of years for the Red Sox, 3rd all-time in wins, and he is expected to throw an inning tonight, knuckleball and all. Matt Harris led off, so Matt and Jack Harris leading off. The game this year for the American Heart Association is, this time Tim gives up a ground ball, and just like that, a double play, 6-4-3, 2 pitches, 2 outs. Just like that, Matt and Jack Harris retired, the brothers, sons of Steve Harris, Bruins hockey writer, who passed away from a heart condition earlier this year, the game honoring their dad. So they got to hit first and second, and because there is a hockey flavor tonight, we have Ray Bourque at the plate. NHL Hall of Famer Ray Bourque, his sons, Chris and Ryan, do up as well. But here we go. This is the matchup we all wanted. Tim Wakefield and Ray Bourque. And how about Ray with a little bit of contact? That's going to be a base hit if it's fair down the third base line. It is. And Ray into first, gets a high five from Gordy Gronkowski. So Wakefield, Bourque, and Gronkowski, we are starting off just about as Boston as you can get. The little seeker just past the goaltender on the third base side, I guess you could say. So here we go, 2 families, the Harrises and the Bourques, make up the first 5 spots in the lineup for the road team. This will be Chris Bourque. Chris played for the Bruins and the Washington Capitals. He's got the open stance, and he cracks this one into right center field. That's going to come down over the head of the center fielder and roll to the wall. Chris might catch his dad here. Ray hustling into third. Chris on a second with a stand-up double. And it is worth noting, we'll talk about the uniforms playing tonight, but that Hawaiian Islanders uniform, also worn by Jared Carrabis a few years ago, that Chris is wearing. That might be my favorite out here. And we'll go through the uniforms tonight, but we're going quick. Tim's not taking his time here by any means. He's throwing their swing, and here's Ryan Bourque, played for the New York Rangers, and he takes a ball outside. Of course, we have to thank off the top of the broadcast, as we will multiple times tonight, Steve Buckley and his team for putting this whole game together in the city of Cambridge. Fantastic job they've done getting us all set up, getting the field set, the police officers, the firemen helping. I mean, we're right on the street. Logistically, this isn't easy, but they get it done. Here's the pitch from Wakefield, and a swing and a miss from Ryan Bourque as that one goes to the backstop. No advance from Ray Bourque at third base. It's 2-1 with 2 outs. Wakefield gave up a single, then got a 6-4-3 double play before getting into trouble with the Bourques. Comes to the set. There's the knuckleball. That is hit towards the shortstop. Makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. You saw a glimpse of Lou Merlone there as well. He'll be coming up in the bottom half of the first, but it's nothing after one. Another look at this one. You see Lou playing in with the man on third, so the shortstop, and we got to figure out who that is. That's the biggest challenge of this game. Constant substitutions. The uniforms, some of them don't have numbers. They're tough to see, so we will do our best to let you know who is where and wearing what as we go on through the night, but you'll have to pardon me if some of them are a little slower than others. And that was Buddy Maroka, the shortstop there. So as we head to the bottom of the first, I want to remind everybody, if you have any questions for us tonight, if you want to interact with the booth, any questions about the game, any questions about the situation, or any questions for any of our guests we'll have guests throughout the night. Hashtag #AskOldTimeBaseball is the official hashtag. Let us know on Twitter. You can also tweet at them at OldTimeGame. Just use that hashtag #AskOldTimeBaseball. That's how I'm going to see it as we get ready for the bottom half of inning number 1. The starting pitcher for the road team, who's technically Abbott Financial tonight. Andrake Family and Abbott Financial are our sponsors. And starting for Abbott Financial, the home team, will be Sam Lara from Lawrence, Massachusetts, wearing a Brooklyn Tip Tops jersey. You see the tip top there on the sleeve. A lot of these jerseys come from, we have some former Major League jerseys out here, of course. A lot of Red Sox jerseys. There's a Yankees jersey out here. I believe there is a couple of Detroit Tigers jerseys. But a lot of these jerseys come from defunct leagues, a few Negro League jerseys. There is one jersey that is from a movie. And if you know which jersey that is, tweet at us, hashtag Ask Oldtime Baseball. See if you can get that right. I'll give you the answer a little later. As Lara finishes warming up, the first three hitters for the home team will be Kim Walsh, Buddy Moroka. We just saw him at short. And Lou Merlone from 98.5 due up third. He is supposed to join us in the booth. Not going to give any certainties because people get mixed up. But we're hoping to talk to Lou tonight. The Brooklyn Tip Tops were members of the Federal League. Just played 2 seasons, 1914, 1915. They got their name from the Tip Top Bread Company. The owners of the team also owned a bread company. That wasn't uncommon back then for teams to be named after corporate sponsors. Most notable example would be in football. It'd be the Green Bay Packers, who are named after the Acme Packing Company in Green Bay, and the name stuck. It's the only notable one I can think of that's still going. There are many going back. I guess if you want to count the Ducks, the Anaheim Ducks, it is a hockey night tonight. The Mighty Ducks, they were owned by Disney. That's a Disney movie. If it we'll count it. We're going to count it tonight as Walsh steps to the plate. Lara kicks in, delivers, and misses low and away for ball 1. Hits this one down the third base line, but foul. Cam Walsh from Duxbury played ball at Northeastern University. Huskies had a great season this year, made a run in the CAA tournament. All the Husky fans watching, they just got their new logo yesterday. It's an interesting look. It almost feels like, in the spirit of the old-time game, I guess, it feels like a much more classic look for Northeastern. But I got to say, I only saw a couple of the jerseys. I didn't see all of them, but the hockey jerseys, spot on. So this one bounces in. 3-1 the count here to Walsh. Just a beautiful night out here in Cambridge. I'm sure the players very happy that the temperatures have dropped a bit. It was in the mid-90s earlier, and in these uniforms, that's a tough task to take as Walsh draws a walk and the leadoff man is on. For Abbott Financial. Let's take a look at the lineup here for the home team. As Buddy Moroka steps in, I think we'll take it now as this one is hit on the ground to first. Scooped at first, the throw to second for one, trying to go 4-6-4. They get the lead runner. And there's one out. I don't know if we can get that lineup again. As Lou Merlone steps in, there's the lineup. You see Merlone, Gronkowski, a couple notable names in there. Wakefield, of course. I don't know if Wake's batting tonight. I'd like to see that. So here's Merlone. He misses for a ball. Lou is, I don't want to say best known, because Lou had a great career. He was always one of my favorites at the Red Sox, but at one point in his career was known for taking the Pawtucket shuttles. That one comes right over here. We're actually in a different spot this year, if you're familiar with the game. We're normally on the third base side. We're on the first base side. We're right on the first base line. So if you hear me duck or dip, ball's coming at. If you hear a clunk, you know I got hit. As Merlone now with a 1-1 count in the Boston Bean Eaters jersey. That's probably the most old school. It's got a collar. So you just know it's one of the most old school jerseys there is. He was known for the Merlone shuttle going back and forth between Pawtucket and Boston. That, of course, is no more the news today. It's supposed news today. I think it's unofficial, but we all know what's happening, that the Paw Sox are moving to Worcester next year. They'll be the Woo Sox. Say what you will about that name. So Merlone takes one up and in. It's 2-1. Merlone, I mean, he's been around Massachusetts baseball as long as anybody from Framingham. Played in the Cape League, played for the Catuit Kettleers. Providence College alumni. Here's the pitch. That one's cranked into left field, heading down the line towards the wall, and that's a fair ball. One hops the wall. Lou on his way to second. He's going to get in there. Walsh has to retreat to third. But with one out, there's two in scoring position thanks to the double from Lou Merlone. That will bring up Matt Perry. Matt Perry spent 5 years in the Giants system. Is now living in LA, working on a career as a script writer. I mean, that's a pretty good script in itself, I think. Going from a baseball career to a Hollywood career, I'd watch that. First pitch is in there for a strike. Portland, Maine native, making his way back east for the game this year. Loses the bat on strike two. It's been a bit for Matt since he's been in the box, I would guess. Another look, slow-mo cam. Excellent job by our staff tonight. This game, what they do to put this game on is out. We'll talk about the behind-the-scenes stuff a little more as we go on, but you should see it. They're here all day. I got here about 4:30. They'd been here for hours. I'm the lazy one. This is bounced in for a ball. Prey is the winner of the Greg Montalbano Award this year, former Red Sox prospect and Northeastern star who threw out the first pitch. Was being treated for cancer at the 79 game. Works the count back to 2-2. As the pitch is high from Sam Lara. 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the first, no score. Here's the pitch. Ground ball hit towards third, scooped up there. The throw to first is low but in time. But a run will score, and it's 1-0. Merlone stays on second. Did the run score? Did the runner stay on third? Trying to tell what's going on down there now. It's not up on the scoreboard yet. Now it is. Okay, thought so. So 1-0 with Abbott Financial in the lead. First pitch to Gordy Gronkowski in there for a strike. Gronkowski is become a bit of a regular in the game. Didn't play last year, played 2 years ago, hit a home run. Hooked one down the left field line, tries to do so again there and misses. Last year, the Abbott family, the Abbott Angels, the Abbott Financial Angels is the road team, won 11-0. The home team this year quickly up 1-0. Nothing carries over outside of the sponsorship. Not much of a rivalry. Throw down a second, runner is safe. Gronkowski will have a 1-2 count. Gordy played his college ball at Jacksonville. He was the one member of the family who did not choose football. He still plays recreationally in the Boston area. Works on workout stuff as well. Skies this one into center. It's dropped out there in center field. Took it off the face. A run's going to score. That's Lou coming home, so Merlone scores to make it 2-0. On the outfield error, Gronkowski stands at first. That was Ryan Bork out there in center. That's what happens when a hockey player plays center field, I guess. Tracked it well, and then just took his eye off at the last second. So here's Malcolm Natchmanoff, the right fielder. Natchmanoff played at Tufts. He is wearing a Boston Tigers jersey. Cracks this one in a right center field, heading back towards the wall, looking up is Ray Bork. It's over his head. It's going to be at least 2 here for Natchmanoff. He will get the stop sign there. Throw to the plate, and Gronkowski's in safely sliding. It was a close play, and it's 3-0. How about Gordy Gronkowski getting around the bases? Taking a look at this one. Kept the hands in, took it the other way. See the throw from Ray here. Not bad. Great throw to the great throw home by the cutoff man. Wow, almost had him. There's Philip Gaines. Gaines from Assumption College. He puts this one in play. Throw to first is in time for the second out. Or pardon me, for the third out. And that will do it for the first inning. It's a 3 spot for Abbott Financial. And a look here at the third and final out. I believe that jersey Gaines is wearing is the only one that has a name on the back. I would have to double check that. That is the Licey Tigers de Licey, a Dominican Republic team from 1907. They won 24 championships. So like I said, some are old major league uniforms, some are, I think we got a couple of minor league uniforms, I believe. Some defunct leagues, some international leagues, and one movie uniform. Again, if you know that, hashtag Ask Oldtime Baseball. The new pitcher is Mitchell Powers from Portland, Maine, by way of Southern New Hampshire University. He's wearing a San Francisco Seals jersey, so the hockey theme continues. That's been both a baseball team and a hockey team, as you see Powers perhaps a little nervous there warming up. The San Francisco Seals were a minor league team, an affiliate of the Yankees in the Pacific Coast League. That jersey is the style they wore in 1933 when Joe DiMaggio was with the team. So the man who at one point hit 61 straight games, in 56 straight games, hitting 61 straight in that uniform in the minors. You gotta wonder though, 61 game hitting streak, why didn't the Yankees call him up, right? Chris Bosco is the leadoff hitter. And he hits this one foul. This one is chopped foul. Count goes to 0-2. Let's hit down the first base side. That may stay fair. It looks like it will. And it's caught for out number 1. Good pace to that. I mean, you're never supposed to say it. But good pace to this one so far. Another look. Had a couple that hugged the line tonight. It's been some tough reads. As the new batter is Dylan Coster. And Coster takes the ball to bring the count to 1-1. Swings through that one for a miss. Coster from Woburn by way of Assumption College. Takes that one away for a ball. Cracks this one down the left field line. That's a fair ball. A little trouble out there on left as Coster's going to have himself a stand-up double. That'll bring up Eric Ramirez, the shortstop from UMass Dartmouth. Ramirez part of a successful team this year for the Corsairs. He's wearing a Roy Campanella Baltimore Elite Giants uniform. The Negro League team Campanella played for before joining the Dodgers. He hits this one into center field towards the wall, but it's caught for the second out. And Coster will stay at second. That's a strike. This is the pitcher, Lara. Gave up 3 runs, but he can get his team back within 1. Did he go? They check down to first. He did not ball. That one's low. The sidearm delivery from Mitchell Powers. Powers sets, checks back to second, kicks and deals. Strike 3, got him looking, and the side is retired. So the Andrick family unable to answer. In the top half of the second, we'll see Abbott Financial coming back up in the bottom half again. If you have any questions for us here, as we take another look at the strikeout, let us know. Use the hashtag #OldTimeBaseball. We'll be answering those questions throughout the game in the booth. A beautiful shot there from above the field. I don't believe, they're going to yell at me in the truck for bringing this up, but it's fine. I don't believe that we have the drone this year. I haven't seen it, but a couple years ago we did drone. That is, oh, that is the drone. That is the, all right, I said they were going to yell at me, they yelled at me. That is the drone, and that was, I'd like to think I've called a good number of baseball games as spectacular of a look as I've seen. See, that's what happens. I say something that they don't want me to say, and then they put me on camera without me being ready. As spectacular a sight as I've seen, some of the shots we got with that drone out here in D2 Productions, Chelmsford TV. They do an outstanding job every year with this game, and on behalf of them, we would like to thank Steve Buckley for having us back. I personally I can't thank Steve Buckley enough for having me back to call the game. It is my 3rd year. 3 out of 25 is not a lot, but it's become one of my favorite things I do every year. I love calling this game because there's just not much out there like it, as Lara stays on for 2nd inning and delivers a first pitch ball. Swings out of his shoes as this is popped foul. You got Cam Monacle at the plate. Monacle from Merrimack College, a former MVP of this game. Swings through that one for a strike.
Great board, signing behind the first base.
It's the pitch. Grounder to short. Has it, fires across the diamond. And there's one down. So Monacle, who is one of the last 3 players to hit a home run in this game. All of the last 3 players to homer in the old-time game are all playing tonight. We got Gordy Gronkowski, Cam Monacle, and then on the away team, Sam Shaughnessy. So don't rule out any dingers tonight, as this one's outside for a ball. That one's taken as well, so this was supposed to be Tim Wakefield's spot. That's not Tim. We're gonna have to figure out who that is. So I guess we will not get to see Tim Wakefield hit. That is, I believe, Tommy Haw, Bentley University in Andover, Massachusetts. Wearing the throwback San Diego Padres jersey. Hits this one into left field. That's gonna be a base hit. He's gonna try to go for 2. Here's the throw in from Bork, and it chases Haw back to first base. How about that? How about the arm on Chris Bork? Who would have thought? That pitch is in there for a strike. So this should be, again, this is where it gets tricky. I believe that is Matt Harris, but when they get late in this game and they start subbing, it can get tough to tell. Is grounded past the second baseman into right field, right in front of us. Haw's gonna try to go for 3rd, makes up the base he lost on the last play. There's gonna be runners on the corners with 1 out. That was not Walsh. That was, pardon me, Cam Walsh. Not Harris. Walsh wearing the New York Knights jersey, number 9, Roy Hobbs. That's our one fictional team jersey, Roy Hobbs, the natural. Robert Redford, outstanding movie. I got that jersey in the rotation. Eddie Basile, who normally calls the game with me, he always gets me with that every year. He's not here, but I was ready for him this year with that. Which jersey isn't a real team? He always gets me. I was ready this time. And they're gonna try to catch Walsh in a rundown here. Remember, they got the runner on 3rd too. He's on and off. They're looking him back. They're gonna get Walsh here, and the runner's not gonna be able to advance. And that's pickle as well as you can play it from a defensive point of view. Taking another look at the sequence. Not sure if we can show all of it. Keep you posted on the batter here while you watch this. Eventually, they're going to track you down. It's 5-on-1. Can't last that long. Count is 1-1 here. This one's cracked into right center field. That one's going to get to the warning track. It's going to score 1. On his way to 2nd, and in there standing is Matt Costanza from American International College, Revere, Massachusetts. That is a Philadelphia Athletics jersey. Heavy Boston, Philadelphia talk, obviously, around here the last couple of days with the Eagles in for the preseason game. Last check, it was 7-0 Patriots. Tom Brady had thrown a touchdown. And the new batter, see if we can get a look at the uniform again. This is where it gets tough. With no numbers, he swings through this one. Credit to Sam Lar, too, on a hot night coming out here throwing 2 innings. That one's inside for a ball. Fouled off the hands. As a Bacharach, I think, Giants jersey worn by the Eastern Colored League when they won the pennant in 1926, 1927. That would make this Tom Diskin at the plate. Diskin played his college ball at Bentley University and grounds this one foul. 2 outs, runner on second, 4-0, home team leads. This is one of the older jerseys in the road. Now, the specific jersey is not from 1920. They are, most of them are replicas. But that's what baseball looked like back in 1920, and that's what a strikeout looked like in 1920. That's what a strikeout looks like today. We're through 2. With Abbott Financial leading 4-0. Let's take another look at this one. Right on the black for the strikeout. I know they were given their due in the pregame, but I, of course, want to mention tonight's umpires. Find where I wrote that down here. Tonight's umpires: Dave Tresca, Scott Cassidy, Brendan McCarthy, and Roger Morrison. Morrison is working the game for the 22nd time. That's a record. You got Morrison at 22 years, Tresca at 12, McCarthy at 10. Cassidy's the newbie of the crew. This is his 5th. Again, if you have any questions for us, let us know. Hashtag Ask Oldtime Baseball. And I think we are actually going to take a break here. We're going to throw to the field because we have the auction coming up with Lenny Clark, and hopefully Lenny will be joining us after this, but I'll throw you down to Lenny right now. Actually, I guess we don't. You'll hear Lenny. Lenny's loud. You'll hear him in my headset. Just make sure. This is just expert form here by Lenny Clark. And he broke out number 77 underneath, so they are auctioning off the number 7 jersey. I believe it just got $800, so congratulations to whoever bought that. Thank you for helping for the cause. Of course, everything tonight going towards the American Heart Association. Fantastic. fantastic job. And it's really an organization that's grown in the last couple of years. They were here talking on Media Day that originally it was just kind of heart health, and they would help people who were dealing with heart disease and whatever. And they've shifted in the last couple of years to more prevention here, so you prevent heart disease, and they've really blown up in this huge organization, and they do great work. If you want to know more, to donate, heart.org, www.heart.org. All right, so Matt Nelson's going to join us in the booth now for a little bit. Matt, so I got to ask you first, what duty are you getting out of by doing this? What were you
the camera
doing
at high home.
All right. Oh.
The main camera.
So is there nobody back there now?
There is. There is.
There. All right, so everybody's shifting.
The little bait and switch trick.
All right. We should just rotate the whole crew through that seat. Let him get to know nothing against you.
I would
let
like
him get to know everybody.
I would like to see Jim Acomchuk on a headset.
I would love to get Jim Acomchuk out here, and I would love to get Lucas Gradwell out here.
It's a match made in heaven.
I want to see how much of what's going on Lucas can figure out. They don't have to be together, but if we could get each one of them, they can split an inning if they want. They could split an inning if they want, but I would love to see at least one of them out here. We're going to have a new pitcher here as well in the third. It's going to be Jake Noviello, Fairfield University, Franklin, Massachusetts. He's got the Providence Grays uniform on. And, you know, as we talk about old-time baseball, things that are now classic, any baseball from Providence is now going to be classic, it seems like, after today.
Pawtucket Red Sox maybe moving to Worcester, maybe not.
It's sounding more and more like it, which I spent a lot of fun nights down there at McCoy Stadium. Look, I understand perhaps the need for a new stadium, but you hate to see an institution like the Paw Sox leave not just Pawtucket, but the state of Rhode Island. Yes, they'll be moving to Worcester.
An absolute shame if they do. Family tradition. It was always my brother's pub for dinner, and then off to the ballpark. No trip to Pawtucket complete, of course, without the giant 1-foot freeze pops. And a visit to the Paws Pavilion.
Yeah, I remember the fun thing for me was going out to the Boy Scout sleepovers, right? The Cub Scout sleepovers. You'd go out, they'd let you sleep on the outfield, they'd put up a movie. Lenny's still going with this auction. Yeah. Lenny.
So they remade a classic before the game. Ray Bork pulled off the number 7 jersey, just like he did when the night they retired Phil Esposito's number on the ice at the Garden, and to reveal the number 77 jersey worn by Ray Bork. So they're auctioning off the number 7 jersey, and
I think that already went. It got $800. I don't know what they're doing
and now. It's a bat signed by Tim Wakefield.
Let's take a look at what we've missed so far. If you're just joining us, what you've missed so far in this game, as Lenny keeps going. This was Chris Bork. This is, I believe, what drove the first couple of runs in. And then he had the double play. No, that was the almost double play. There was a double play earlier.
It's a double down the line. Just about to the fence before it even hit the ground.
And again, if you guys have any questions for us, let us know. Hashtag Ask Oldtime Baseball. We'll do our best to answer them in the booth. That's in there for a strike. Also, if you have any questions for Lenny, Lenny said he was going to try to make his way up here after the auction, so we'll see. But if you do have any questions for Lenny, now would be the time to get him in, and we'll do our best to ask him. As again, the new pitcher is Jake Noviello. Swing and a miss from the hitter, I believe, is And it's not Connor Such, because that's not an Atlanta Braves jersey. That's a Milwaukee Braves jersey, number 21. So that would be Matt Harris. So he stayed in the lineup. Harris swings and misses, and he strikes out. And there's one down. So we all know Atlanta Braves 44. That is Hank Aaron. But the 21 Milwaukee Braves jersey as Jack Harris steps in. Maybe not as well known. That's Warren Spahn, still a Hall of Famer. Won 363 games in his career, which ended in Milwaukee, but began with the Boston Braves. That's in there for a strike.
Excellent outing so far this inning for the gentleman in the classic Providence Grays jersey. Quick strikeout, and he's 2 strikes into his next batter.
That is Jake Noviello. Jack Harris takes it low for a ball. Count goes to 2-2. Sun is set. Still a little bit of sunlight here as we were starting things off. It's getting weird to see the sunset before 8 o'clock now. This is kind of always the end of summer for me. You got this, you got the last couple of Patriots preseason games, and then boom, it's fall. So ending the summer with the game of summer.
Always a classic game. You talk about top-tier pitching talent. Last year, Pedro Martinez, Tim Wakefield this year. Grew up watching those guys. A lot of guys coming out of college to play in this game.
And you get a lot of guys, too, coming, from the Cape League, college players, guys who are finishing their summer out, as this one is cracked by Johnny Welch. And it will just get into the outfield. It's going to be caught in left for the 3rd out. Welch in the 7th Army Air Force jersey. There were a number of guys who, of course, you know the story, guys who served in the military and played ball while they were serving. That's Joe DiMaggio. That is a replica of the uniform he wore while he was serving. So we head to the bottom of the 4th. We're moving right along here, heading to the bottom of the 4th. All right, bottom of the 4th or bottom of the 3rd? I thought it was the bottom of the 3rd. We will have a new pitcher. And I believe, trying to read the jersey from here, that is Mark Monahan, North Quincy High School, in the South Philadelphia Hebrew Association jersey. So again, another Philadelphia reference. By my count, we have 4 Philadelphia jerseys in play tonight. Not all Phillies, but some form of Philadelphia jersey in play tonight. As we have a 4-0 ball game. Alex Barth along with Matt Nelson here in a beautiful night in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
A little warm, starting to cool off.
I think it's cooled off pretty well. I still got my water here, I do, but and not a closer look, yes. So that is the Philadelphia Association Hebrew jersey. So that would make that Mark Monahan. Trying to see who Monahan will face as we look in the on-deck circle. The toughest part, it's a unique challenge. And, there's not, we've worked on ways around it. There's not many ways around it.
Half these guys have no numbers, so you're playing just by the jersey, and then it's a game of figuring out, well, this jersey's in Hebrew. So it's a complete another language, so you don't know what it is.
I've got, now my 3rd year, I've got the color tone of some of the jerseys, or if a jersey or certain pants or whatever, I've started to figure things out. So the South Philadelphia Hebrew Association was a team run by Eddie Gottlieb. He later on the Philadelphia Warriors, who of course became Golden State Warriors. Eddie Gottlieb in the National Basketball Association Hall of Fame. So we have our hockey connection, obviously. There's our basketball connection. Just waiting on a football connection. Maybe we can get a lacrosse connection in here. And we will work on that throughout the night.
The subtle hockey connection, not only Ray Bork, but the president of the Boston Bruins Alumni Association, Rick Middleton.
Yep.
being the catcher for the ceremonial first pitch. Nifty getting his jersey retired this year by the Bruins.
Here we go in the bottom of the third. And again, this is where it gets tough because you have a great jersey that is actually a home jersey, which can be a little tough to track. But this is Matt Perret. So Perret will get a second at bat. He chose to stay in. He was supposed to be out after the second inning, but he chose to keep playing. Trying to relive his baseball career again. Now a screenwriter in Los Angeles. It is also possible. So this is designated as a road jersey. The road team does it for catchers. This was just, they needed the extra catcher on the home team. Didn't have enough home jerseys. They will split it up from time to time. This is really the only sport I think, as Prey swings over 3-0, you could do this with. Because in baseball, I mean, you see teams wearing the same color uniform facing off against each other all the time, right? In a sport like hockey, this would be a little tougher because, you know, if you see a road jersey and you're the home team, you're going to think that guy's open. You're going to pass him the puck. Now, you could do jerseys of color versus just white and gray jerseys. You could do, you know, colors versus grayscale.
It does. You see it from time to time in the NHL if there's a back-to-back in teams where they're alternate jersey for the second end of it.
You can go color on color, but everybody is wearing the same uniform. It would be interesting to see, and we'll have to talk to Buck about this if we get him on this year. Every year we try to get him on. He's insanely busy during this night. He does so much. He does a great job. But if we can get him on, one of the things I want to ask him is, again, if you have any questions for Buck or us or anybody, use the hashtag #OldTimeBaseball on Twitter. And we'll do our best. As a strikeout there from Monahan as Perret goes down. If he were to do this with another sport, if he were to try to create an old-time game in another sport, what sport he would do? Because part of the beauty of this here, too, is
I think it's got to be basketball.
I think we work with basketball because, again, you just have this kind of community field. You'd have the community court. Guys can still play into their 50s. You get that sort of look as Gordy Gronkowski steps in. Gronkowski takes the first pitch strike. He is a threat to homer. Did so 2 years ago over the left field fence.
There's a shot.
It's this one in a right center field, heading back towards the wall, lunging, it's over his head, crashing into the wall is Harris. Gronkowski's going to stroll into second with a one-out double. And the offensive power surge continues for Abbott Financial.
Who knew the Gronkowski family was so good in baseball?
Well, hey, he played D1 baseball, so not to take anything away from him. And we'd like to welcome now into the booth and a great comedian and one hell of an auctioneer, Lenny Clark.
I got to tell you, these people were very generous, and we raised a lot of money tonight but this is a fabulous charity.
You got 800 for the jersey?
800 for the jersey, and then we had a few thousand for the tickets and a couple thousand for the bats. So we did okay.
It's not bad. Not a bad night's work.
Yeah, and a bunch on the hot dogs too.
So I
sold a bunch to Babe.
Oh, I'm sure. Babe did it on hot dogs.
Yeah. Hey, these kids can throw fast.
The pitchers?
Yeah.
A little bit of a change up from Wakefield.
Oh, my. Well, Wake's the best. Wake's got the junk that no one can hit. These guys, man, wow. I would like to. When I was a kid in high school, they would say, Lenny, go and get hit by a pitch. You know, because I wasn't really good, so they would use me to get hit by a pitch. And I don't want to get hit by one of these.
Would you ever consider playing in the game, though?
No. You know why? Because I'm horrible. I mean, even when I was a kid, I wasn't that good.
Would you even be like one of the one-inning guys?
Yeah.
You come in, play one inning.
I'd be a one-inning guy, and I would go to the batting cages for like 3 months before I get up to bat. But I don't know if I could hit these guys, man. I went to a place in Vegas where you could hit, and they set the ball at 70. Man, I had a hard time fouling it off. Oh, good, you're back.
So Philip Gaines steps in here. Now, I didn't know this until tonight. You were the captain of your high school football team.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, and my junior year we were 8-2, and then my senior year we were 2-8. So every team we beat came back and crushed us. And I was the most penalized player in the history of Massachusetts sports. I was really dirty.
Record that will never be broken.
Yeah. No one would want to break it either. I just hated to lose, and when these guys were running all over us, I'd grab a face mask, or I'd grab something, and 15-yard penalty. So we got penalized a lot, and we lost. We only won 2 games, and we won the 2 important games. We beat Mattnon, which was our rival, and we beat Ringe Tech before Cambridge, Ringe, and Latin combined. So if we had to win 2 games, those are the ones to win.
Those are the ones you wanted to win. So, of course, we have you here, and you're regular in the Red Sox booth, too. So I got to ask you said you hate to lose. You must be loving the Red Sox this year.
Oh, my God. Can you believe this? If you were a gambling man and you were betting the Red Sox, you could probably retire.
It's certainly starting to feel that way.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, what a team that they've put together. And that's the big thing. It's just such a great team. Everyone on the team does their job. Everyone plays well. And, I got to hand it to Cora. He's got them playing like a machine. They're incredible.
So I don't know how much sports talk radio you listen to, but the guys who are saying they still can't do it.
Oh, of course not. I mean, if you listen to, you're talking about the morning show?
Anybody, they're still the dead. Like, it's shocking to me that they're still doubters at this point.
Listen, this is Boston. When we lost in the Super Bowl to the Giants, and I was there for that, we won 18 games in a row, then we lose the Super Bowl. They suck. I mean, come on. How about enjoying the wins? I mean, how about enjoying coming back down 14 runs and we win? I mean, this is unbelievable what this team is doing. So I enjoy every single game. I remember, I'm a lot older than you guys. I have stuff in my freezer older than both of you, but there was a time we'd never win. I mean, we'd go through some really, really bad times. And even then, when we had good years, like 1967, the miracle, the heart attack kids, I mean, the cardiac kids, you never knew what was going to happen, And when we lost, it would break your heart. Now if we lose, we go, hey, we lost.
There's always tomorrow.
Big deal.
What's one loss every 2 weeks?
Right. So our losses are now, 36? Is that how many we've lost?
They're, I don't know why they're doing it tonight. They're 50 games over 500.
50 games over 500. Now, I've been a Red Sox fan for over 55 years, and we've never, ever had a record like this, ever. I mean, I can't believe it. It's incredible.
Can they do it, though? You think they'll win the whole thing?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. I'm worried about Houston, I mean, I'm worried. There's a couple of things I'm worried about, but I really think that they've got the nucleus of a team that just, let's put it this way, they don't care. They just enjoy. They're having fun, and when you have a team that's having fun playing the game like then hey, it's fantastic. I think we can do it.
Well, that was a story in 04 or 07. You get the idiots, Cowboy Up.
Right.
All that. It was a tight clubhouse.
Yeah. Me or him? Well, you know what? Even the Chicken and Beer Clubhouse, that was fun. But in 2004, I had a friend who's a Malden firefighter who was really sick with cancer, and he's got a wife and 3 daughters, and he was one of my childhood buddies, and we said we'd do a fundraiser for him, and then it's the first game of the World Series, and they said, Lenny, we got tickets for you, at first base. I said, it's my buddy, I got to do this, so we raised a ton of money for his family, and the second game, the guy said, well, listen, you can come to this game, but we were doing something for MS. And I had already sold out 2 shows. My sisters have MS, and I'm a big supporter of MS. Couldn't go to that. The third game, my friend says, listen, I got a jet. We're leaving tomorrow to go to St. Louis. I said, I'm going. We went to St. Louis, and I saw them, Red Sox, win the World Series in St. Louis.
And that's the game to be there for, is the clincher.
Oh, my God. Oh, well, 3 and 4.
Yeah.
It was just incredible. And it was like, I was at the Patriots game when we came back and beat Atlanta, and I mean, being in those games, I can honestly say, if I never see another game as long as I live, I'm okay. I mean, you're not going to see anything. But I saw the Red Sox erase the curse, win the World Series. I saw the Patriots. I've seen the Patriots win a couple Super Bowls. I've seen the Celtics win the World Championship. I have yet to see the Bruins win the Stanley Cup. I've been to Game 6, but I haven't been to Game 7.
Didn't make it to Vancouver.
So no, I. You know what? I got offered to go to Vancouver, but I had a gig I couldn't break. I'm a man of my word. If I give my word, I'm going to be there. But man, oh man, I missed out on the All-Star game when it was here in Boston.
The 99
oh,
one.
God.
I was at that one.
Yeah.
One of the peak moments, really, with Ted Williams and Pedro
Yes.
with the strikeouts.
Yes.
That was one of the peak moments in Boston sports
Oh,
history.
God, Ted Williams. I met Ted Williams when I was a little kid when he was at the Sportsman Show. I cut school. I went over and he was doing a fly fishing exhibition, and I weaseled my way up and he shook my hand and they threw me out. But, that was great. I got to meet Ted Williams. But
it was worth it if he got thrown off, but you shook Ted
You
Williams'
better
hand.
believe it. Yeah.
So-
It was, I've had some incredible. This is this is a city of champions. I mean, every sport, and I tell you what, I think some people are spoiled. Like anyone talking trash about the Red Sox now. How about an attaboy? How about hey man, how lucky are we to have this great team? Why are you projecting that we're gonna blow it? Let's enjoy what we're doing and ride it through to the World Series. Hope we win, want to win, and then call up Sports Radio and go, you were wrong, you stupid bastards. Can I say that?
So I think so. I got to ask you about this, though. Speaking of rants like that, so I know my dad's watching, and he'd be upset if I didn't ask about it. One of his favorite Red Sox moments of all time is your Mel Gibson rant.
Oh, my God.
Up in the booth.
Oh, my God.
How often do you get asked about that? How often do you get asked to do the rant for people?
Oh, my God. The funny thing was that day, Dennis and I started at 5:30 in the morning.
This ball's gone. That's
gone.
out of here.
Who hit that?
That was a moonshot. We'll figure out who that was. That ball was cranked.
Wow. Yeah, that was. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I took away from.
No,
the
that's
beauty of
okay.
that.
That's Chris Bosco leaving the yard for the first round of the game for the road team.
Wow. All right, Chris. He loves his Bosco. I need my Bosco.
Let's take a look at this.
Yeah. Let's watch this. Oh my God.
Bang. Just loads up on it. And no bat flip because it is the old time game and we're going by the gentleman's rules of the game.
Right. Well, you know what? All these kids are just really fine young gentlemen, and one beautiful young girl who happens to be Yogi Berra's granddaughter.
Lindsay, yep.
Lindsay, wow, she's beautiful. You guys should be over there talking to her.
We're hoping to get her over here at some point.
Yeah, she's wonderful. She's so nice, and I loved her grandfather. I really did. Everyone did. So anyway, we started at 5:30 in the morning, and we were promoting Dennis Leary's one of his, I think it was the firefighters event, and we did local radio, local TV. We did everything, and then we came to Fenway Park, and he said, "You have anything left in you, big guy?" And I go, "Just get me in there." And we went in, and I had said, "Is Mel Gibson?" I said, "Is Euclid? Is that Greek?" And they said, "No, Lenny, I think it's Jewish." I said, "Jew," and then Dennis goes, "He's a Jew." And so we started off on the Jewish stuff, and then we started talking about Mel Gibson. Said, "Well, Mel Gibson better not come to town," and it just got carried away. It was funny because I went to my mother's house the next day. She used to watch every Red Sox game, and she said, "Leonard, I hope you didn't upset the Jews." I said, "No, Mom, the Jews love me. It's Mel Gibson that hates me." And it's funny, Mel Gibson did a movie here in town, and my agent said, "You should go and read." And I go, "Are you kidding? Did you watch the YouTube video? There was 1 million people saw that." And I met Euclid. A couple weeks later, I was having dinner with my wife in a restaurant, and he said, "Hey, can I talk to you?" I said, "Are we good?" He goes, "Good. You made me a household name. I love you." And we became good friends after that. But it was a magical night, and if you remember, it was one of the longest innings in the history of Red Sox
they helped
baseball.
you out.
And he made like 3 great plays in that inning. So yeah, it was pretty exciting.
What does it mean to you to be a part? You were here last year, right?
No.
No.
You know what? I went to high school with Buck, and I was a year ahead of him, and I knew that even in high school he was going to be something special. And I remember when he started writing, and how great a writer I thought he was. And then he started this Oldtimers game, and I wanted to come every year, but I'm always working. This is a night where I usually work, and it was funny. Something fell through, and his auctioneer couldn't make it, and he called me out of the blue. I said, Buck, I'm open. I'll come by. So I came by, and I got to tell you, it's been worth the wait because this is a real exciting night. The crowd is great. The people are great. The announcers are fabulous. I mean, it's just a real nice night out. And for those people at home, you should really make a point to come here next year because they're going to be doing it. Yeah.
So I don't know if you can hang around or not. If you want to hang around, they're about to just put something on your microphone here.
Why is it bad? It's real.
It's popping a little bit. Technical difficulties. We have a
Thank
check
you.
presentation.
I'm sorry about. Oh look.
Is that us? We on there? See, they haven't warned me once when we're coming on. They keep just popping it up, and they catch me looking here, looking there.
Thank you for fixing that because I heard
That's
it. That's
Doug.
Well, hey, you people run a great show. Oh, are you kidding? And you have wonderful women running the cameras, and I got to tell you, Brianna's great, and I love women that run the. No, good. I love when women run a TV show because I did Oprah. I didn't have sex with her. I did her show, and that was all by women. So when I go over the line, you let me know. It was really funny working with the what do you call it?
The sign language.
The sign language.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
And she's pretty hot. The sign language was developed by a baseball coach. Did you guys know that?
I didn't but thinking about it, that makes a lot of sense. I did not know that.
Baseball is the only game that you can go strike, out, ball, and there was a guy, I forget, Dummy something. It was an actual ball player. I think he's in the Hall of Fame. I heard the story tonight. They were telling me about it. They came up with sign language, and they didn't want to acknowledge it. But it's a baseball coach, a third base coach. Well, that's why they have the steal the home and all that stuff. It's a pretty interesting story because Sean from Bayer, Sean Flanagan, his son played 2 or 3 years ago, and he's a deaf ball player, and he was the MVP. It was the year they had Jim Longboard come and pitch. And his son played at RST, and I think he's a head of director of athletics down there now, the Flanagan kid, and he was the MVP in this game a few years back.
Do you ever have, I hear comics talk a lot about they have signers on their show. They'll have signers during the show while they're doing a stand-up act, and they'll look and see what certain words they want to see what the signer does. They want to know what it is. Do you ever have signers during your show, or are you ever curious if you're going to drop an F-bomb or something, you want to see what the sign is?
If you want to find out what the sign is for FU, it's 42. 42 equates to, when I did a lot of USO shows, I had signers, and I got more laughs out of the signer trying to keep up with me and to do the curse words that I was using. And at one point, she tapped me and go, like, what the? And I go, it's going to get worse. So, tonight I tried to be as PG as I could because there are a lot of kids here. And I have great respect for everyone that's here because it's such a good cause. I mean, and they've raised so many hundreds of thousands of dollars over 25 years. 25 years. You guys weren't even alive when this started.
That's
right?
true. This game is a year older than I am.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something to think about. And you mentioned the money they've raised, and something I love too is it's always something generic to the game. Like a couple years ago, they had for Pete Frates, and he played baseball, so that obviously fits.
Yep.
This
and his
year,
brother's here. His brother's playing.
His brother is playing injured. I think he got out there. We forgot there was a baseball game going on.
Yeah,
but there's in fact a baseball game going on. But this year too for Steve Harris, the former Herald writer in the American
his kids. Yep.
I don't know if you knew. Did you know Steve or?
I met Steve. Yeah. But am I still screwing up? Are we all right? Okay. Oh, I see. How's that?
See, he's one of the technical guys that got unfortunately kicked out of the truck and out here. So he's
and I love his shirt.
I love yours.
You guys are wearing the same shirt.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't get the memo.
I almost wore the blue one, but I had the jeans on. I said, let me.
Now, who'd you talk to get both colors?
Well, you know what? I did where I volunteered for them, and I do so much for the Jimmy Fund. They don't pay me, so they usually give me shirts, swag.
That's fair. It's a great shirt.
Yeah, the great organization.
That's always a monster. The Jimmy Fund radio telethon.
Right off the light pole.
Wow. Smoke that one. That's what always the fans here have to be athletes.
Oh my
those
God!
balls come down line.
The funny thing is, when Buck said, so will you come to the game? I said, I'll definitely be there. He said, where is it? At the dump. And he goes, only a kid from Cambridge would refer to this as the dump, because the dump used to go all the way to here, and they've reclaimed it all. Now, this is, of course, the ball fields, and over here they have housing for someone. I don't know who.
There's housing, a couple more baseball fields back there. I saw a soccer field.
Soccer, yeah. Everyone thought soccer was going to be the big thing. I'm so glad that failed miserably. Remember, I said, there won't be any more baseball. And it used to go by when we were kids. Everyone played baseball, and then the soccer got hot for a couple of years. Then it fell apart.
Do you know Jimmy Young?
Yes.
Yeah. So Jimmy's still. I work with Jimmy. Jimmy's still telling me soccer is going to make it.
No, Jimmy, good guy. You're wrong.
That's as accurate a description of Jimmy as I can think of.
Yeah, it's not going to make it. Baseball, I tell you what, baseball was such a, there was a story. When we used to play, all the kids in my neighborhood, we would go over to the Cambridge Public Library, and we would play out in front of the library. And they would come out and yell at us and make us go away. And we'd go away, and then we'd come back. And one day, this really well-dressed black man came up in a three-piece suit and hat and everything. He said, hey, you kids want to go to the Red Sox game? I looked at him and I said, what are we going to do? And he said, what you have to do is have your parents sign these permission forms. I said, no problem. And he goes, and make sure they sign it, not you. His name was Stoney Ward. He took 25 of us to our first Red Sox game.
Wow.
And, we weren't poor kids, but we weren't. Yeah, my family was poor, but we were middle class kids. But this guy was nice enough to do that. I later in life met his whole family, and I said, "Your grandfather took me to my first Red Sox game. I'll never forget." And I mean, you can't do that. You can't be a guy walk up to a bunch of kids at a ballpark. You want to go to Red Sox game?
Yeah, that doesn't fly
No,
anymore.
that ain't gonna fly.
That's a little tough
I'll be
now.
in jail, right? But I'll never forget that, and. It was such a great thing that all of us get to go to our first Red Sox game, because our parents couldn't afford tickets to a Red Sox game. Even back then, it was only a couple bucks, but we didn't have that kind of money.
How much of that game, because I always have this conversation with people, your first baseball game, what do you remember about that game?
Which one? My first
game? Your first game.
Walking out of the tunnel and seeing the ball, seeing the field.
Seeing it open up in front of you.
And my face frozen. And the funny thing is, I took my nephews, and I'd take my friends' kids to the, I'd buy tickets and take them. People who couldn't afford to take the kids to the game, and I would walk them up, and I wouldn't be looking just looking at the kids'
It's
eyes.
the same. Everybody,
Every
generation to generation, has that same exact reaction.
The only kid who didn't was the kid in the movie Fever Pitch, that little son of a bitch from Canada. Because I walk him up. I play Uncle Carl, of course, and he's the Jimmy Fallon kid. And he didn't have the reaction. I was so mad. I was so
Fallon's
angry.
a New York guy.
Yeah, well, but he loved it. But I love Jimmy. But the fact was, the kid was from Canada. He was a Canadian actor, because we shot a lot of that in Toronto, and we had to have it. So I yelled at him. I said, "You get it together, we'll get another Canadian."
That movie, that's a very interesting movie, because people think of it as a Boston movie, but how many guys in Boston would really give up their season tickets for Girl They're Just Dating?
Oh.
It's no chance.
No, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
That is the Hollywood version of Red Sox fanhood, I think.
Yeah. In 1967, I snuck into 44 games at the Boston Red Sox. By the end of the year, they knew me. They were, people would grab, help me, oh my God, the guy's touching me, and I'd fly to the eyebrow. Then I started, when I couldn't sneak anymore, I started getting jobs selling Coca-Cola, and then popcorn, and then hot dogs, and I'd be good for like half an inning, and then I'd be watching the game. I was enthralled with the 67 Red Sox. I couldn't get enough of them.
People tell me all the time that, my generation can't appreciate it because we didn't go through 46. We didn't go through 86. I mean, we went through 03, but that's the crux of it. Do you really think people born, 1990 and later, do you think we can really understand what it means for the Red Sox to be what they are right now?
Oh, my God. That's a great question, and my initial reaction is, how could you? We were so close so many times. In 67, longboard against Bob Gibson. We won the pennant, and I thought that was it. It was just so heartbreaking. We get so close. 7 games. We won 7 games. We lost the World Series. And then how many years was it before we even got back? Even to lose again. I mean, I do think this. I think if you're a kid who enjoyed playing baseball as a young kid in the field,
Yeah.
to see your team, the Red Sox, win, it doesn't matter. Why should you be loaded on with all that guilt? You weren't even born. If you can enjoy the team that's playing now and you like it, good for you, man. You know, because I tell you what, I can't believe how blessed we are to have such a good team, and I can't wait to tune in every night to see what's happening. And even when we're down by a bunch of runs, I'm not worried about it. It's never
doesn't
over.
matter.
It's never over. And if we do lose, we go, okay, you know, you can't win everyone. You know?
Are you getting back in the booth this year at all? You gonna be in there at all?
You know what? They asked me if I would do it a week ago, but I couldn't. But I think before the end of the year I will. I think I'm the good luck charm.
You and Eck would be. I don't know if you've been in there with him
I love
before,
Eck.
but
Love Eck.
you guys would be outstanding together.
Yeah, I love it. I think because I knew him 35 years ago. I knew him. I knew him when we both were naughty boys. You know, and it's funny. You know, when I was a kid, I was friends with all of the athletes on the teams: the Celtics, the Red Sox, the Patriots, the Bruins, and they either retire or they get traded. Now I'm friends with the owners, and the owners never leave. It's better to be friends with the owners.
Who was the of all the players that you kind of knew? Who was the best to hang out with?
Bobby Orr.
Bobby Orr.
Bobby Orr. Oh,
really?
Bobby Orr. I mean, if you go back, if you can find his highlight tape and look at his, it's unbelievable. It's like a man amongst boys. He was unbelievable. And I was at his house, and I said, Bobby, how old were you when they hired, and I thought he was going to say like 16. He was 12. They bought his whole team in case there was another Bobby Orr. I mean, he was that good. And of course, I mean, there were players that I hung out with that we got in somewhat trouble, but
you don't need to incriminate anybody.
Yeah, no,
I
won't. I won't. And I got to wait till a few more people are dead before I write my book. But it was just it's. You know, I've had an amazing life to be able to meet these guys. You know, people that were my heroes are now my friends. It's pretty crazy. You know.
Well, Lenny, we've taken up plenty of your time. We can't thank you
Listen,
enough for joining us. This has been a pleasure.
Let you down.
You did. You came right down here.
You guys are fantastic, and thank you for what you do, everything you guys do.
Oh no, thank you for coming out
all the people
tonight.
at home. Thanks for watching, and next year get down here, check this out. I tell you what, you won't be disappointed. It's a fabulous group of people, and we got the babe right there.
That's right, ladies and Lenny Clark, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, fella.
All right, back to the. Meanwhile, it's top of the fifth here.
There is a baseball game.
Right, we got pitchers to figure out, we got hitters to figure out. But thank you so much to Lenny for hopping on with us right there. That was, I mean, talk about is Christian Rosati takes the mound. That's Boston royalty right there. That's as legendary Boston as you can get.
It is a drive.
That one's hitting to right field, heading back towards the wall, fading back and making the catch. For the third out of the inning, we've played 4.5, still 4-1. I think we have highlights. I think they're going to yell at me and put me on camera again without me being ready. But we'll take a look at that first, then we'll get you caught up on what you missed. But yeah, just outstanding stuff there for Lenny. Taking a look at this, he got most of that. There's been a lot of ball. I'll tell you, Matt. They bring that fence in even 2 feet tonight, and this is a derby.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was a couple down the third base line that fell maybe 5 feet before the wall.
As we take a look at what we kind of missed while Lenny was here. But yeah, they've been, I mean, especially on a humid night like tonight, we're going to see a couple of them here. I mean, the ball's been flying tonight. That went a little too much under it on that one. And this is an interesting play, too. You see right there, and that's kind of the nature in this game. It is like an all-star game. Well, it's like an all-star game because we have a lot of talent on the field. But it's also like an all-star game in the sense that you have a lot of guys who aren't necessarily used to playing together, guys who haven't played together. They haven't even practiced together. They have a media day where the guys throw around, but you know, calling for the ball, double plays, all of that. You don't see that. It's been, I think we've had one error tonight. But we had a double play, which you don't often see in this game. We almost had a second. So it's really been, I mean, not that the quality of the game is ever poor. I mean, look, we had Pedro Martinez pitch in this game, but I want to say as seamless tonight in my 3 years as I remember on the field.
Absolutely. Hands down. I mean, when Pedro was here, it was kind of a little bit of a circus. Everyone trying to get close to him.
He threw well, though. He pitched well.
He struck out the side.
Which I think surprised a lot of people. But not because it's Pedro, but, he hasn't pitched in a bit.
And Wake was nothing to cough at tonight either.
No, he got that double play ball that helped him out, but the knuckleball, it's a tough night for the knuckleball, too, a night like tonight.
Especially when you're out of practice. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, pitching is a little bit like riding a bike, but when you haven't thrown for 3, 4, 5 years, the knuckleball especially, the most complicated pitch to throw.
I saw Wake. He was warming out right in front of us here in the outfield a couple innings ago. I want to make sure we get the new pitcher here before we move on. So this will be, it looks like that is David Griffin from Curry College, Weymouth, Massachusetts.
Former member of the Brockton Rocks.
And we still got the Brockton Rocks. We don't have the Paw Sox anymore. I say that, though. And honestly, the Paw Sox, I think, are they closer now? I don't know. This is a 1932 Yankees jersey. It's worn by Lou Gehrig. And ALS was the cause last year.
Last year with John
Martin. So
Cafe
this
Martin
took
hat
on
that you've seen
a
lot
those
over the
last, I'll tell you
last
this.
few innings.
I'm down at Gillette. I'm covering those Patriots games, and everybody's wearing the Cafe Martin hat. I mean, first of all, the fight John has been through, and he's been awesome throughout all of it, but people at times, they like to have choice words for those of us in Boston sports media, but it really is, you will
There's
not
been
find
nothing but kind words said about him.
You will not find a more caring group of people. We don't appear that way sometimes, but really the outpouring of support for John has been fantastic. Coming to the plate as Red Sox number 10, that would make this Cal Cristofori, the catcher. Cristofori gets into one. Hits this out towards right center field. Not sure it's going to have enough, as it's caught in center for the second out of the inning. Cristofori, that's the Andrew Benintendi flow before he cut his hair. That's what that looks like. He's also got a little mix of the old and new. He's got that C-flap going on the helmet. Which that's only, what, the last 3 years? Really only last year it's become popular. That's the little, if you didn't see it, the flap you see some ball players have that comes around in front of the face. Hanley had one. I'm trying to think of other Red Sox that have them. Not a lot of the Red Sox do.
Not a lot of the Red Sox, but it was the Giancarlo Stanton
Right, Giancarlo
special.
Stanton started it because that was after he got hit in the
Broke
face.
his jaw, missed, I think, more than half of his season.
Yeah. Hanley had one. I'm like drawing a blank. I think Trout has one.
A lot of the Yankees are wearing
A lot of the Yankees wear them, yeah. Stan and Judge both wear them. That's very new baseball as Gordy Gronkowski steps in. Gronkowski's always a threat to go yard here. One's coming right over
TV
here.
Truck.
So I was here on media day, and that parking lot over to the left of us, I know we're on camera now, but you can actually kind of see it behind us where those porta potties are. There's a parking lot all the way up the left side here. And somebody's car during batting practice, I mean, they call 1-800-54-GIANT as Gronkowski strikes out to end the inning. Their windshield got shattered. So I made sure to not, and look, I'm going to be boxed in where I'm parked, and that's fine. I'll hang out tonight. I'm going to help clean up. It is what it is, but I was not risking my windshield tonight. I don't know how many people did. There's people boxed in. There's open parking spots over there. So smart there as we take another look here. Bottom of the fifth, you can see.
So there's that parking lot.
Yeah, where that white car is over there on the left. So you can see that's right in foul ball territory. Unfortunately, we don't have a telestrator for you, but I got to say it, and all the credit to the guys in the truck. Everything but really tonight. New truck tonight. First year we've done it with the new truck.
Chelmsford Telemedia.
Chelmsford Telemedia, so shout out to them. But they bring out all the stops for this. And it's worth it. But
absolutely,
all the stops. We got the replay, we got the music, we had the drone, but we still the shots are forever. There's a big antenna. It looks like an antenna on the back of the truck. So this is sit on top of our truck that rises up. Oh, it spins.
When we first came in,
oh, it spins.
I saw it. I thought it was a satellite, and I thought we were going to be broadcasting live to
Right, I thought it was too.
Want a picture?
Look at that. And we are online, brought to you by D2 Journey. Of course, you know we're online. We're online. That's how people
We're
watch
online.
it. And we actually, you know what? Now's the perfect time to thank those who we need to thank. And you're going to catch me reading it off my phone here. But the Oldtime game is on Bitfire Networks, and it's brought to you by Chelmsford Telemedia and D2 Productions. And we're on Bitfire Networks, brought to you by Chelmsford Telemedia and D2 Productions. Little quick. Again, we're on the fly here tonight at times. But that's kind of what this game is. It's that old time feel, and not just old time. And yeah, we have the jerseys from the 10s, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s. But I'd like to think there's an old time element into that kind of old time sandlot, going out, just playing ball, being in by the time the streetlights are out, like that old time feeling. Yeah,
it's a pickup.
No, this really is the ultimate pickup game, I think. And it's always a pleasure to watch as the new pitcher for the road team here in the top of the sixth is going to be Jonathan Lynch from Cumberland, Rhode Island. He's got the 1921 Pirates jersey on. Side armor delivers, and that's chopped foul. He is pitching to Graham Smith, Wilmington High School. He's got the Ethiopian Clowns jersey on. This is another one. So I don't think anything tops the green Hawaiian one. I don't know if we'll see that again tonight. As I believe Bork is out of the game, but
I think there is one
Ethiopian
better.
Giants one. Which one?
It's the Havana Cubans. I believe it's the bright yellow.
Yes, that's right. We haven't seen that one yet tonight. There's that, and you got the Alaska Gold Panners. That one's like bright blue. And as the 1940 Ethiopian Clowns. It was a Negro League team, so it's a barnstorming team. They actually never had a home. They played Miami for a little bit, but they would just go play games in other people's parks.
I don't think we've seen the Boston College Eagles jersey out there yet. Pete
That
Frady's
would be
3.
Pete Frady's jersey. Andrew Frady's his brother wearing it. That one misses for a ball. Or pardon me, that was in there for a strike. This is Johnny Welch at the plate. Welch with his second at-bat.
We're talking with Lenny Clark about how great this team is.
Yeah.
50 games over 500.
Talking about the Red Sox.
A couple of number 50 Red Sox jerseys out here. If Mookie Betts continues and I'd say finishes his career
So
in
to be
Boston,
fair, you're talking about Gordy Gronkowski, who's right in front of us playing first base right now wearing number 50. That is, as we take another look at this one here, nasty stuff on that ball coming away.
had some cheese on it, as Eck would say.
That hairs. I didn't get to use my favorite Eck line, which was calling a home run of Johnson. Hopefully I get another chance at that, as this one's grounded back up the middle.
Classic.
So
Johnson.
before we get to Mookie, I did want to mention that the jersey Gordy Gronkowski's wearing, because this is a funny story, and you see right there, number 50. That's a Mike Timlin jersey. That was originally made for Timlin when he played in the game, because people forget, Mike Timlin's a hoss. Mike Timlin's a big dude, and they didn't have a jersey that fit him. So instead of getting an old-time jersey, they were just like, here's a Red Sox jersey with your number on it. So now that jersey annually goes to the biggest player on the field, which in 2 of the last 3 years has been Gordy Gronkowski's. This one is checked over. There's the Alaska Gold Pan. I thought it was blue, but there's the Alaska Gold Panners jersey. And it is being worn by Joe Michael, Assumption College. And he's going to get a base hit. Runner moves up to second. And here's the road team threatening with the tying run coming to the plate. 2 on and 2 out. Another number 50. But you were saying about Mookie.
So Mookie,
Yeah.
if he finishes his career in Boston, is he the last Red Sox to wear number 50?
Ooh, I mean, that's a big question. Is he the last? I think if he finishes here, yeah. I don't know if. The bigger question is, does he finish here? But I don't. The more immediate question for me right now. Let's have some fun with it. Again, if you guys have any questions for us, hashtag Ask Oldtime Baseball. We'll answer those later in the broadcast. Who's the MVP this year? Because
People are saying JD Martinez. I completely do not agree with giving it to someone who's a designated hitter 75% of the time.
Oh, please, get out of here with that. I know it's the old-time game. But
Especially
we'll
when Mookie Betts is having the year that he's having.
JD Martinez could win a Triple Crown. He is
If he wins
batting
the
average
Triple
away
Crown,
from
he's the
Triple
MVP.
Crown.
If he gets the Triple Crown, he's the MVP.
I think Mookie's season's being overshadowed because of the season JD Martinez is having. They're both having all-time seasons, but in the words of Barney Stinson, new is always better. This is rock down the left field line. That may score a run. It will. Throw to the plate will be uncontested. Comes to the mound. And just like that, it's 4-2. Runners on the corners here, 2 outs, top of the 6th.
Brings a
Andrick family is threatening the away team. Let's take another look at this one. Watch the top spin on this ball. He gets all this. Right off the barrel. Couldn't have hit that any cleaner. And that ball's going to get down and takes a big
shot.
hop.
That got out there in a hurry.
And it's longer grass here. So you really got to hit it to see it take that bounce. Now, we should give credit to who hit that ball. I saw the number 8. So that would be somebody who's not on my roster. As Coster steps up.
The question, of course, is who is on
Who's
first?
on first? That is the question. So, one of my favorite moments with that, as this one's low for a ball, is the great Vin Scully actually got a chance. You knew, I mean, this is a guy who called baseball games when Casey Stengel was managing. Casey Stengel was alive during the Civil War. But he actually got a chance at one point as this is chopped towards second. Diving stop made over to first to retire the side.
Good stab to get out of the inning.
I'll have to figure out who that was too, but take another look at this one. Vin Scully actually got a chance to ask who was on first, and he had the whole crowd do with him, got on the PA mic when somebody named who was on first. Everybody now, who's on first? We had great diving stop there. As we head to the bottom of the 6th. Score is 4-2. I'd love to get a Red Sox update for you. Let's see if we can actually get my laptop to work.
I think
The Red Sox are off tonight. There's your update.
the year Mookie's having. I mean, we could put the year in there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Fielding compared. So his accomplishments in the field and how much
It's
ground
never
he can
been awarded
cover.
like that before. It's never been awarded like that before.
I think you got to give
Martinez
it to
is flirting
the total
with a
body
triple
of work.
crown. Martinez, the fielding is not the body of work. It's never been the body of work.
I think you got to factor it in.
Just go knock on the door.
So you're going to feel a little bit bad for the guys out there. Some of these jerseys are made of wool.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I saw Lindsey Barrow was tweeting about it earlier, that she was all set in her wool suit for the 90-degree day. It's not bad now.
It has cooled off, but these guys,
just
some of
sticky
them
now.
have been here since 3 or 4
that's
o'clock
true.
wearing these jerseys.
No, if I was playing in this game, I would have put the jersey on literally as late as I possibly could. I would have warmed up in shorts and t-shirt. I don't know if that's allowed, but I would have lobbied for it.
Not according to the Atlanta Braves broadcaster.
Oh, don't get me started with that. I can't believe they hit Acuna last night. That was not. It's getting ridiculous. And we didn't see the bat flip. I was kind of hoping we would see the bat flip on the home run. We did not see the bat flip. But that is one of the more contentious. I was hoping we get Lou over here. I want to ask Lou about that. I don't know. If you're a pitcher, you make a mistake, live with it, deal with it.
There's no way that one was a mistake.
No. Hitting the guy wasn't a mistake. I'm saying if you give up a home run, let the guy celebrate. It's hard to hit a home run. You shouldn't just have to, act sad. What do you guys think? You watching? Let us know. Hashtag Ask Oldtime Baseball. You can tweet at Oldtime Baseball. Let us know. So we get ready for the bottom of the 6th. And the new pitcher is Jack Fargo from UMass Boston. Fargo kicks and delivers. That's away for a ball. Fargo wearing a 1930 Red Sox jersey, and you'll notice that that is one characteristic of a Red Sox jersey people aren't used to. The Red Sox at one point, I know this is blasphemous, but the Red Sox at one point wore pinstripes.
It's just wrong. The two should never mix.
It's not a horrible look, and there's still teams that do it. I hear people say that baseball, outside of the Yankees, obviously, should just get rid of pinstripes and that should be it, but I think the Phillies pull it off nicely. The Rockies' home uniforms pulled off. Don't know if they need them on the road, but the Rockies pull them off nice. The Marlins ones were classic. They should have never gotten rid of them.
My favorite old-time look, it's got to be the sleeveless jersey.
Oh, the sleeveless, the tank top with the
tank top with the colored sleeves on it.
I did. The Rockies who had that? I love that look too.
The Phillies had it back in the day.
As again, Fargo on the mat. And look at that. That's another neat. I don't know if we can get another look at that after this pitch. As this one's fouled off, they'll do the 3-2 again. He's got it looks like the Mass Pike logo on his sleeve there. If you can see that, that's on the left arm. There it is. There's a great look. Jack, part of the UMass Boston Beacons baseball team. They won the Little East this year. I get to do, I've been in the booth for their games, so always a pleasure to watch. As this short hops out in right field.
If this was turf, he's diving for that.
Right. But then it wouldn't be an old-time game. That was Wanderson Pinales. So how about that? That's Wanderson Pinales from UMass Boston baseball, their leadoff hitter, often. Gets a hit off of his teammate, and Jack Fargo. And see if he gave him a look or anything after.
He's going to advance to second on the little throw here by Fargo.
A big shout out to the UMass Boston Beacons baseball team and Seth Orensky, Steve Witkowski, I've gotten to call games with over there. They have maybe the coolest field in college baseball. I'll tell you why after this pitch. It's up and in. So they built, it's out there, it's out on Columbia Point, right on the water. It's a replica of Fenway Park in that the field itself is turf. So that is clutch in its own right because they can play home games in February, which most college teams in New England can't do till April. But, or pardon me, this is Pinales, so we have two number 5s. So now we get the UMass Boston matchup. So before we saw a different number 5, not sure who that was, as Pinales pops it up. That's going to be right over us and out of play. I'm not sure who hit that. Singleton is now on second. Was that, say, Brooklyn?
KC.
So the batter says Casey. I'm trying to figure out who the runner is. But anyway, this is the UMass Boston matchup. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for the first out. So the UMass Boston baseball field, the way it's built, it's turf, but it's a replica of Fenway Park. All the dimensions are the same. They have the high wall out in left field. They got the bullpens out in right, even the backstop. So, and you can see the Boston skyline over the left field wall. So it's just a really cool place to see a game. And they got a real good team, the Beacons do. It's that first pitch. Misses for ball 1.
It's going to get your quick thoughts. Every new stadium in New England, in the Red Sox organization, it's happening with JetBlue. It's happening in Pawtucket, what they're trying to build down there.
Misses for a ball.
It's got to be a replica of Fenway Park.
So the UMass Boston one, I mean, that's just cool, right? The Red Sox had nothing to do with that. It's called Monin Park. Fenway is not in the name, as this is popped in a shallow left. Shortstop heading back. He'll make the catch for second out. Runner stays at second. JetBlue, I mean, if you're the Reds, specifically for the Red Sox, right? If you're
JetBlue makes sense to me because it's the same team training.
Right, you need a practice. You need guys to practice, but yeah, I know it definitely helps. You need guys to practice off that wall, practice in the right field corner. It's helpful.
I believe the gentleman on second base is Stephen McMeans, wearing the St. Louis Browns jersey.
So there we go. Got that one figured out. And the batter. We got a lot of Braves jerseys tonight.
A lot of
the
Braves,
Braves
a lot
have
of
played in a lot of
Yankees.
cities. There are a lot. Well, you think about an old-time game, you're going to focus on the older teams. The pitch.
Heads up, right
Get
down
right
the third
towards
base.
the dugout. So that's a home jersey, right? Yeah, it is. And of course, some jerseys, they rotate them in and out. So some years there's a few less people playing in the game. Some years there's a few more. So not every jersey gets used every year. But obviously there's a focus on the Red Sox ones, the Yankees ones.
It's a good rotation because you get to see the different looks, and you're not seeing, I mean, some of them are the same. The Havana Cubans and the Gold Miners and a lot of the Red Sox.
The more unique ones they'll get out there every year.
There's a Los Angeles Dodgers jersey out there this year.
Saw that. Is the pitch? Pawed foul. Let's head towards the street.
Feel
There's-
bad for the residents of Sherman Street.
That's right.
There's been a lot of foul balls in that direction.
There's also, and that is
All four.
ball 4. The Owen Carlson, or the Angels jersey, which tonight's being worn by Owen Carlson. I want to say it's like a 1960s Angels jersey. I'll have to find Carlson here on my roster, but that was worn by John Martin last year. And now going forward, John Martin, who coached South End Little League, it's always going to be worn every year by a South End Little League alumni. So certain jerseys have certain connections. You know, they're worn by, again, we talked about the 50 Mike Timlin jersey, always worn by the tallest person in the game. Lou always wears that Boston Beaneaters jersey. So you do have the California Angels jersey, which is going to now go to a South End Little League player. So they continue to honor Steve Martin.
John Martin.
John Martin, pardon me. John Martin. I think tonight is
Steve Harris.
Steve Harris,
Steve Harris
right.
tonight.
And you know, speaking of which, we've got Andrew Frady's at the plate right now. Pete Frady's brother. He's wearing the Red Sox number 3 not for Sandy Leone, but for Pete. That was Pete's number at Boston College. And there is a Pete Frady's BC jersey out here too, and that jersey has a connection. It's always worn by a BC player. It's Sam Shaughnessy. This year is Andrew Frady's is retired. Take another look. Good job by the catcher to hold on to that one.
Pete's another guy who's been fighting like hell 5 or 6 years now.
Pete had one of my favorite tweets of all time. There was a rumor a couple of years ago, I think it was last summer, that he had passed away, and it actually picked up some steam. And he came back, it was just him lying in bed with the song Alive by Pearl Jam playing in the background. And I thought that was just a brilliant way for him to be like, no, I'm still here. I thought that was great show of strength and very entertaining too. So we head to the top of the 7th. We're flying right along here at St. Peter's Field in Cambridge. Again, you're watching the Old Time Game. We thank you very much for joining us tonight. Alex Barth along with Matt Harris. If you have any questions for us, we'll answer them later in the game. Hashtag #AskOldTimeBaseball. You can also tweet at @OldTimeGame. If you want to let us know, is the new pitcher on the mound wearing the throwback Chicago White Sox jersey is Pat Hurley from Stonehill College. We're in a different.
There's the sleeveless.
This is the one you were talking about, the sleeveless.
Cincinnati
No, that's
Reds
a Reds
jersey.
jersey, so that's not. They gave me the pictures before the game. I've been trying to stick to that.
It looks like Kyle Attilio.
He would be right. So he was originally scheduled to pitch the 8th. Kyle Attilio from Saugus, Massachusetts on the mound. And the Reds had, you know what, the Reds had the sleeveless look. Not only did they have the sleeveless look, obviously.
And they had it in pinstripes.
They had it in pinstripes, but not only did they have this look, they had it, not when this jersey was worn, but when they had Ken Griffey Jr. rocked a similar look to this. This is the Frank Robinson Cincinnati Reds jersey. He played 10 of his 21 years in Cincinnati. 11-time All-Star, also the first African-American manager in the major leagues. We will see what Attilio brings to the mound. Still a close game, 4-2. Last year we had a blowout. It was 11-0. It was 11-0 early. But this is going to be an exciting ending here. First pitch swung on and missed.
I think we've seen just about everything we could see tonight. We've seen a bat go flying out of the hands.
Yep, saw
seen
that
a home
early.
run.
Yep, double play.
Seen the double play, which is very rare in this game.
Yep. Has anybody struck out the side? I know that happened last.
Heads
I'm
up.
not sure. That's right at us. Ends up on top of the ball. They had us literally on the line before the game. Moved back a little bit. We're in a different spot this year. Normally on the third base side, kind of push back in the crowd.
Backwards this year.
I like this better though. I can actually see the game this time.
Here's a shot. Center field.
And out towards left center field. It gets over the center fielder's head. On his way to second. And in there standing, that's Eric Ramirez of the Baltimore Elite Giants. He started this game, so he's out here. He's playing a full game. At least seems like he's been in for the majority of it. Most guys don't play this long, but Ramirez gets the hands inside, turns, and rips one into left field just over the head of Frady's. That pitch is swung on and missed. This is Joe Murphy from BBN High School wearing the 1969 Chicago White Sox jersey. Swings and misses at that one. A late addition, not in the program. Pops it up in the infield. Ramirez heading back to second. Catch has made it short, and there's one down. Tying run still at the plate, though, for the road team here with one out in the top of the 7th. A lot of these guys, I mean, they play each other during the regular season a lot, especially the college guys, so chance to get to know their opponents. Of course, we got a lot of guys from her teammates playing against each other as well. We had the 2 UMass Boston players earlier. They have a couple representatives. Merrimack has a couple representatives. There's a few high schools with multiple representatives.
I think that's the coolest part of this game is you're bridging, I mean, generations. You got kids in high school that weren't born when Wakefield was pitching for the Red Sox.
Right.
And you're talking about 2 completely different generations, and then you got high school versus college kids, and
you got D1 against
pros.
D3. As Joe Bramonte steps in of the Wichita Falls Spudders, that's the jersey he's wearing. Plays for University of Maine. This one's mishandled in left field. Here comes Ramirez, the throw to the plate.
On the money.
Let's see. In time, he got him. That was a gun out there in left field. Let's take another look at this one. Umpire had to wait to make sure the catcher held on to the ball. Nicely hit. Ramirez, you can see him there, gets a late jump. Wasn't sure if it was going to be caught. He's going home all the way. You got to credit that.
The cutoff, man.
No hesitation, but yeah, over the cutoff, man. The throw to the plate.
On the money.
Let's take a look. And an expert job of blocking the plate. Eric Adamson, the third catcher of the game for the home team, was the one on the receiving end of that.
Contentious topic. Sliding head first into bags. Especially with the catcher and his pads standing in the way.
I don't know if that's contentious anywhere but first. I've never heard anybody have a problem with that. They got those sleeves now that the players wear, the big gloves.
The oven mitts.
Right, to help, first of all, so you don't break any fingers, and just be honest, it gives you a couple inches. You can get to the bag quicker. I don't have any problem with that slide. I mean, look, in an expedition game, do you want to go in head first? Maybe not. But
if you're the pros, you got to think.
Yeah, I don't have much of a problem with that slide. Just an excellent job of blocking the plate. There's the controversy for me.
Here it is.
Taking a look at this. Look at that. He gets right in front, keeps the feet together because he sees the hand trying to go 5-hole. And tags in somewhere in there. That pitch is swung on and missed, but...
I mean, I could very easily see a couple jammed fingers.
Yeah. No, but the controversy for me is I don't like that they don't let you bowl over the catcher anymore. Obviously, tonight we're not going to do that. Nobody out here is Pete Rose, but in a meaningless game, as that one's low for a ball, in a meaningless game, you're not going to bowl a guy over. But yeah, in major league games, earn the run.
Runs matter.
Right, I'm all for that. Catchers have all that
pads.
padding on. Exactly. What do you think? Let us know. Hashtag #OldTimeBaseball on Twitter. Grounded in between first and second. Pitcher's going to have to get over to cover. It's a bang-bang play, and he's safe. It's Graham Smith beating out the throw as Attilo couldn't get over there in time. Taking a look, this is a tough ball because it's right between first and second, and a tough judge at first. You probably do have to go to that ball. I don't think you stay with the bag there.
He's safe by a half a step.
Taking
we'll see it right here.
No one's to replay it. I mean, we have an umpire in front of us. We could show him the monitor, I guess, if we want. But
right there,
the ball's still. Yeah, the ball's not there yet. Yeah, no, they got that right. Credit our first base umpire. That's not an easy call. That was close.
And there was no mistake made on any end there by the players.
No, if you're the first baseman, you got to go for that ball. You can't stay with the bag, and that was just a well-placed grounder for the infield single. So here we go, 4-2, runners on the corners, 2 outs, top of the 7th. Road team trying to get back within 1. It's going to take a base knock. Runner goes from first. It's in there for a strike, no throw down. Doesn't make much of a difference here. If the ball's hit, it's hit.
Attempting the old double steal, hoping for a wild throw.
Fouled down, so the count's going to go 0-2.
Big moment here for the road team. You got 2 on, down 2 with 2 outs.
It's the pitch. That one's away for a ball. Tried to waste one.
If you're the batter, you're almost trying to loop one into the shallow outfield. Outfielders almost against the wall, heads up.
That one coming right towards us. That's right next to us.
Right through the tripod legs of our camera.
I believe this is a pitcher hitting Justin Butera because that looks like the Cienfuegos Elefantes jersey. It is Butera, I'm being told now in my ears, so we got a pitcher hitting here. Butera, a high school kid, so, I mean, you don't just pitch in high school. He's no stranger at the plate. From Newton, goes to Newton North. The 1-2. Fouled back again. We got a flincher there behind home plate. That's 2 for flinching.
So that's the camera I was on before joining you in the booth, Alex, and it's
where the flinch was.
It's a tough situation up there.
So we got Butera against the Tio. High schoolers hanging in well. This has been a strong at-bat. He's fouled a couple off, has a 1-2 count. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And he cracks it back up the middle into right center field. That may tie the game. It will. Headed to second. He is going to be in there standing. So they take Justin Butera out of the bullpen, put him to the plate, and he ties the game at 4. Take another look.
Attilio left that one over the outside of the plate.
Just an excellent job of going the other way.
Perfectly placed.
So here we go, brand new ball game. 2 outs in the top of the 7th, tied at 4. He had no doubt he was going for that double.
I think he was trying to run out from under his helmet. Mentioned Hanley Ramirez earlier, famous for it.
This is a jersey we haven't seen yet. I know I'm not right, but that looks like the University of Oregon.
The Ducks.
Well, they're alternates. But this is actually John Mullery. It's a 1901 Baltimore Orioles jersey, and that is, I believe, one of the hot, not just because it's black, but the thickness, too, one of the hottest jerseys in the set. So not surprising that he doesn't get up until well after the sun has gone down.
And the matching pants.
Look at, you don't see that pants cut anymore. They're the long pants, they're the baggy pants like we see now. As this one's cracked towards the wall in center field, heading back, but making the catch at the wall for the 3rd out of the inning is over. Look at the pants, though. Oh, those aren't his socks? Are those part of the pants, the yellow?
We'll get back to
They may be. That is as interesting as a uniform as we have here tonight. But again, you bring that wall in maybe a foot. And as Frady's retires them. No, those are the socks, but it's the baggy pants like players wear now. But not all the way down. How about that bat fly? I mean, it's a fly out. If he hits a home run, that's an amazing bat flip.
Fly out. That was a loud out. Now on the mound, my personal favorite jersey. It's the Havana Cubans.
Here we go, that bright yellow Havana Cubans. Actually, are you sure this is the Cubans? Are you sure it's not the Seals? This is the road team pitching. No, you're right. It's going to be Kenny Schechter, another Newton North kid. So if a Newton North player drive in the tying run. And
no, it's the Cienfuegos.
Now we've got a Newton North player. Is it? Oh, you're right.
Well, it's still from Newton North. It's Justin Butera.
So is this Butera? So I guess the kid who got the hit before wasn't Butera. Oh, you know, that might have been Casey Santos Ocampo. I think that was an old Athletics jersey because their logo's the elephant. So this is Butera here. Our apologize. This is Butera taking the mound, the high school kid. We'll see what he has, the righty. Casey Santos Ocampo with the game-tying double in the top of the 7th. I believe they were just doing an auction. So we take the 7th inning stretch. Here's the first pitch from Butera. It misses low for a ball. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back.
And that's a big flinch by our cameraman back there. That was right off the wood surrounding the window.
I think we have another look at it. Let's see. Oh, no, this is
so this
is his point of view.
Oh, geez.
Right there.
Oh, jeez.
Right there.
So that hit the upper lip of the bottom part of the frame of that window he's shooting through. He almost jumped right off the scaffolding. Shout out to Craig.
Brandon Hughes strikes out in the New York Cubans jersey. Here's another look. So this is going to be with the flinch.
Oh! Whoa!
Oh, that was late. That's not going to help you out much.
He literally almost jumped right off the scaffolding.
Well, it was well after the ball had hit.
Top of your screen, just to
One
the
more
right
time
side.
as we wait for the next hitter.
One,
two,
two,
three.
Whoa, there it is.
I mean, of course that's slowed down, but credit to him, though, for standing in there. And you know that if that was still you up there, me and whoever else is down here would be making fun of you, as that's high and away for a ball, or high.
The only difference is I would be off the scaffold. I would have gone right through the side.
You got some room up there, right? You got like what,
There's
3-4 planks?
It's not a lot.
All the
One
camera
giant
people
piece of
tonight.
wood.
Oh, we got one right in front of us here. Just stand on that wood for 3 hours. I don't have the attention span to do it. I was knocking down doors before the game to make sure we got chairs over here. Butera sets and throws. Rounded back to him. PFP's right there. Pitcher fielding practice for the second out of the inning.
I believe that was a broken bat.
He might have gotten that off the inside. I think he did crack that a little bit, but no hesitation from Butera. Knew exactly what to do there.
Carried the bat all the way, almost all the way down the line.
First pitch is in there for a strike.
Butera's working right through this inning.
This is Derek Adamson from Chelmsford, Massachusetts. Shout out to Chelmsford Telecommunications for helping us with the broadcast tonight. He grounds out on the first pitch. And just like that, there's 3 down. 7 innings in the books. Tied at 4. It's been some game tonight. Well, seen a tie game. We may get some extra baseball, see if teams start holding pitchers. Of course, a big part of this game every year is the awards given out, the Novalina Montebello Award. Montebello Award winner this year playing in the game, Matt Paré. Spent 5 years with the, well, not with the San Francisco Giants in the Giants system, is now in LA as a screenwriter. Made the trip back east to play this game. So we take a look at the others who have won that award, including Matt Nuzzo last year. Pete Frates in 2014. So normally goes to either somebody who's playing in the game or a former, well, they're all former players, I guess, but a former, D1 player in the area.
Orazio Azzarello playing in this year's game, the winner back.
Actually got Matt walking by us right now. It's too far away to hear that. Of course, we got to thank those who make tonight's broadcast possible and make it look so good. This game is brought to you by Bitfire Networks, Chelmsford Telemedia, and D2 Productions. Everybody out here working hard in Cambridge, Massachusetts at St. Peter's Field. Looks like we're getting another inning of Kyle Autillo, so I wonder if this was with the potential tie game in hand that they scrapped Pat Hurley, who's supposed to go in the 7th inning. They're going to give Autillo, too. Yeah, another look at our cameraman flinching back there on the foul off by Brandon Hughes.
Poor Craig.
Hughes a big dude. That was coming hard right there at Craig.
We love you, Craig. You're doing an excellent job.
See, does anybody else flinch? No. Just
I'll tell you, there was a lot of flinching on the first base side. Craig Robertson over there. A lot of flinching on the first base side when the bat hit the fence. Way back, I believe that was the first inning.
Yeah, that was a while ago. No, there were flinches. We were calling them out earlier. And as the first pitch of the inning is taken high for a ball. This is Nick Herzog, another UMass Boston Beacon. A key part of that infield. Won them the conference this year. From Riverhead, New York. So a lot of these guys in town, you know, they're not necessarily from around here, but they got fall ball. They got fall ball coming up, so they're back in town. Just another chance to play. Herzog in the road Red Sox number 3. That's a bit of a throwback. I don't have the exact year on that. It's definitely not current. Remember, they went back to those blue numbers a few years ago on the roads. They tried that look out. Now back to the Reds, which I think is the better look. So I'm getting this note earlier. Remember we were talking about, who's the pitcher in the Red Sox uniform, the 1931, Jack Fargo, and he had the little hat patch on the sleeve. That was for because the jerseys of 1930, so they wore those for the 300th anniversary of the founding of the city in Boston in 1630. So we're due for the 400th in a couple years. It's right down the road. We'll see if they bring those patches back as that pitch is swung on and missed.
Of course, 2 short years away. It's not Boston, but Plymouth.
Plymouth, that's right.
In 2020.
Who knows, at this rate, Plymouth may get a minor league team soon. Maybe they can do something. Here's the pitch. Popped back. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short, backhanded, fired to first. And there's 2 down.
Nice backhand stab there by the shortstop. Pretty long throw. He was almost on the outfield grass.
You got to really go back and get that one. Let's take another look. That's the backhanded all the way from the grass and just got him. Pitch is in there for a strike. Another at bat for Dylan Coster. He's another guy who stayed in this game for more or less the duration. Quickly down 0-2. And that's where you got to hold on to that if you're the catcher. That may be strike 3 if he holds on. Here's the pitch. Low and away, count goes to 2-2.
Seems a little bit anxious at the plate.
1-2 pitch, hit off the hands. Popped up into center field, twisting over the shortstop. He can't get there. Fell in the triangle, and it's a base hit. So Coster's on.
It's dangerous. The outfield was playing just a few feet off the wall, and shortstop.
Yeah, he turns over the wrong shoulder initially. That ball may have tailed. There's no wind down here, but you never know when you get up there 10, 20, 30 feet what it's like. So here's Eric Ramirez, who swings and misses at the first pitch. Ramirez has been in this game since the start. Quickly calls time.
Mets jersey at first base. He's trying to figure out what color combination it was. It looks like red surrounding the blue. It's orange.
Yeah, it's either the Mets or it's Blue Mountain State. Here's the 0-1.
Runner goes.
That's in the dirt, so he's going to get in without a throw. 2 outs now, the runner in scoring position. Still tie game, top of the 8th. Somebody's got to score. Throw over to second. The ball goes into center field. Center fielder is playing deep. They're going to send him. Here's the throw from center. It is off the line. And the road team back from down 4-1 has a 5-4 lead.
I believe that was Dylan Coster.
Coster coming all the way from second. I'm not sure if a throw up the line gets him. Or, pardon me, a throw on the line gets him. That was a bit up the first base side. Ramirez fouls it back. Count stays at 1-2.
Talk about an atmosphere changer. Is that the first lead that the road team has had tonight?
Yeah. So Ramirez swings and misses to retire the side. We head to the bottom of the 8th. The road team with the 5-4 lead. How about that?
Coster, all the way around, forcing the throw to second.
Yeah.
And it just went into center field.
And the way the ball's been hit tonight, everybody had to play deep.
There's not many people that can make that throw. We saw it earlier from left field, the absolute dime to the catcher.
Yep. Let's take a look at some drone shots. Our drone operator, Alex Van Thong, was out here earlier. Big thanks to him for bringing it out. You can see all the way down to Route 2 there at the top of your screen. And Lenny was telling us this all used to literally be a dump, and what they've turned the area into. Big thanks to Keith Fay and the grounds crew teams. They've made the field up to look in excellent shape. Still looks pretty good, honestly. For 7 innings in, they didn't do a drag or anything. That's not bad I mean, it looked great at the beginning of the night, but 7 innings in, still in pretty good shape.
The absolute beauty drone shots. This used to be a dump, and I parked on the other side of this whole park complex. And it took me about 15 to 20 minutes to walk through the park all the way here. There's baseball fields, soccer fields. The city of Cambridge really did a stand-up job redeveloping this from a garbage dump to quite the complex.
So we'll see another Newton North player. This time it's Kenny Schechter. He'll take the mound on the Havana Cubans jersey. Schechter, the first road team pitcher to pitch with a lead. See who we got leading off here. Schechter toes the rubber.
I believe that's a Dodgers jersey at the plate.
Kicks and deals. First pitch is in there for a strike.
Dodgers or Royals, Alex? I'm having some trouble.
I'm seeing number 9. It's not a Ted Williams jersey. It's not a Red Sox jersey. We do know this is Schechter on the mound. Has an 0-2 count. Kicks in, delivers. Just up and away. It's a confident pitch, though, 0-2, because if he gets a hold of that, it's going the other way for extra bases. That is Steve Gath with the Montreal Royals jersey. A Bentley University product, turns out of the way at 1, count equal at 2-2.
You think Montreal gets a team in the next decade?
I'd like to see it. They're going to need a new stadium. As much as I love Olympic Stadium, you can't play baseball indoors. They can't get the roof to work. I've talked to Jerry Trupiano about it, former voice of the Red Sox. He was also the voice of the Expos for a little bit as Gath goes down swinging. I think among the cities you're looking at, and baseball is probably going to need to expand to 32 teams. I think they're on the short list. You're looking at, to me, Nashville, possibly a team in the Virginias, New Orleans, and Montreal, possibly Vancouver if they want to go that route. But, I mean, they got to be, and it's not even just expansion. Tampa's team's going to, they got to get that team out of Tampa. If they're not going to get a new stadium, which I don't think they are, that's just, you see it in the stand. Look, attendance is a baseball-wide problem. It's not just Tampa, but it's exasperated there, as this is driven into center field for a base hit.
And you
Big turn of first, but coming back to the bag.
If he made the run for second, I think he would have been in there, because you could see on that hit exactly how much the grass slows the ball down.
Yeah, that was Stephen McMeans, who's now on first.
It bounces there. And all these guys are used to playing on turf or an artificial surface of some kind, so they're not used to the ball slowing up in that manner.
Pitches in there for a ball is Wanderson Pinellas wearing the Casey Monarchs jersey, another UMass Boston Beacon. It's the 1-0 pitch. Pinellas with a swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-1.
Runner might go here. Oh, he does. He's going to get caught in a pickle.
They got him. We already saw one of these executed tonight. A little less tricky there, but Ramirez applies the tag. And there's 2 down.
It's a little over anticipation there by Ramirez.
Another look at that one. Yeah, we didn't have to go back and forth 5 times.
I mean, it's nice of Ramirez to all of us. Pickles rarely turn out positively for the runner to just slide into second and take the out.
Here's the 2-1. Pinellas swing and a miss. Count goes even at 2. Swing and a miss, got him low and away. Good stuff from the Newton North product. Kenny Schechter, he walks off the mound after a scoreless 8th as we make the turn for home. Road team with a 5-4 lead. Take another look at this one. Watch this breakaway.
Oh.
And Pinellas just can't extend enough to get there. So we got the band, old school band music playing now. One more inning of the old time game left, and another fantastic job by Steve Buckley and his team this year. We look at who will be on for the home team. It's supposed to be Aiden Friedberg in a Boston Red Sox number 8 jersey, and it is. Of course, I don't need to tell you who Red Sox number 8 is. Well, that jersey's out here tonight.
It's a little bit weird to see the number 8 jersey on the mound.
Oh, any single digit, and I know like Marcus Stroman does this, and there's some guys who do this. The single digit pitcher thing is, it is a little odd, right?
Well, even knowing Yaz was such a great outfielder, but single digit on the mound.
It's getting more and more popular. I think maybe some pitchers, they like the idea that it bugs people.
It's like seeing a quarterback that's
Number 58.
58.
Yeah. Well, there's rules about that. There's no rule that you can't be a pitcher on the mound in single digits. But it's just, I always thought, you know, those numbers, they're sewn on, they're heavy. You want that balance maybe on both sides. I can't imagine that heavy, but I know pitchers can be head cases sometimes. But I guess why not just wear number 1, right? It's right down the middle, lines up with your back. It's not going to throw you off at all. Another clutch part of the uniform, you need this for the old school look, and most of the guys out here tonight have them. Some people don't. Maybe they're not time authentic for certain jerseys, but the stirrups on the socks.
The stirrups, and
have to have
I was going to say the very baggy pants.
Yep, especially around the knee. There was even one jersey I saw at Media Day. I can't remember which one it was, but you see most of the guys just have the old time game hat. There was one hat at Media Day. But I guess, I don't know, you couldn't use the hats, because how much are these guys sweating, and then somebody else has to wear that hat next year?
And the throwback hats, I mean, they're easy enough to get. The jerseys are another story.
Right. The hats also, I mean, you're dealing with enough of a heat issue with the hat, or with the jersey. Forget about the hat, as this one's taken for a ball. So here is Sam Shaughnessy wearing that Boston College Eagles Pete Frady's number 3 jersey. Shaughnessy digs in from the left side. Road team looking to add some insurance here. Swings and misses at that one. Count goes to 1-1. 5-4, road team on top, thanks to a 3-run 7th inning.
not an old-time jersey, but a classic look.
It is a classic look. Boston College, we were talking about UMass Boston's baseball facility earlier. Boston College, the brand new base, not just their field, everything, their training facilities, it's all brand new. Right down the road here. They've put out some impressive prospects in the last couple of years. Johnny Adams is a veteran of this game. He's in the Seattle Mariners organization. Justin Dunn is one of the top pitching prospects for the New York Mets. We may see him in the majors next year. We'll see how his progression goes, but it's not unrealistic to think that he'll be in the majors at some point, if not next year, in the next 2 years. I got to see both those guys. I was lucky enough on the Cape. Johnny playing for the Harwich Mariners. I got to see him every night. That was the team I was with. And you had Justin Dunn with the Orleans Fibers. He's one of the best pitchers on the Cape that summer.
I think this is Joe Bramante wearing the Wichita Falls Spudders jersey.
That's a mascot, the Spudders. Here's the pitch, 2-0. Slown away for a ball, 3-0 the count.
That's Spudders like potatoes?
Wichita, right? I would think so. Here's the pitch. Low ball 4. Sputters to a walk.
Message from John Martin, who's watching the broadcast tonight. He
Oh, yeah?
saw the hat.
He did?
Brought a big smile to his face.
Well, we definitely want to thank John for watching, and we hope you're enjoying the game.
Hashtag only at Cafe Martin.
Had a better view last year, I will say. As good of a job as we do, it's probably nothing like being in the dugout, nothing like getting driven to the ballpark by Pedro Martinez. But I want to thank John for tuning in, of course.
It's another Cafe Martin hat.
No, yeah, helping us from the Herald with the stats. I'm telling you, they're everywhere. They are. It is the hot fashion accessory in Boston right now.
Runner goes. Throw.
For a second. Oh, that's a great throw to get him. Yeah. That is Adamson behind the plate. I believe it's still Adamson. It is still Adamson. He had the great play to block the plate earlier. And how about this? Look at that. You can't place that any
Huge
better.
Out. That's a huge out for the home team.
Adamson from Assumption College.
Well, speaking of
Joe Gruenberg steps in.
executive producer on the headset,
Don't do that to him while he's eating. This is away for a ball.
we're now joined.
Let's go real behind the scenes now.
The man,
Count
the
is
myth,
full.
the legend, Jim Akimchuk.
I'm literally eating dinner
Yeah,
right
you don't do that when somebody's eating this C-ball 4.
That's just mean,
Well,
dude.
we have you here, though, Jim. I mean, I talk about it, and I can't give you guys enough credit for the job you guys do, but I kind of give out generic statements like, oh, there's a big truck, oh, we got a bunch of cameras, look at all this wire or whatever. But, I mean, you can probably do a better job of giving yourself credit technically of what it is you guys do here, because it's a circus for you guys.
Well, I'd like to give credit to the many organizations that come together to put this show on. This is not a traditionally kind of paid broadcast, right? There's nobody bankrolling this. There's no sponsors per se from our side. Steve Buckley covers any major expenses we have, and we have to rent a generator or something like that. But in general, everyone here is volunteering their time. And the truck this year provided by Chelmsford Telemedia, huge thanks to them. Every member of tonight's crew is a volunteer, and many of whom are professionals in the industry, taking time out to come and play with us and put on a great show. You guys too.
I know. I look forward to this every year. This is one of my favorites. Grounded into right field. That's a base hit. Runner's going to try to go to third. It's a big turn. Here comes the throw.
The ball died
Cut off
in the middle of right field, and that allowed the runner to get to third base.
That's talk about old time dead ball era. This really is thick grass, and it's played a factor tonight. So we got runners on the corners here.
Well, we all know what's coming. The graphics guy has to get out here at some point.
Oh, I don't know if we let him near a microphone.
It's fair.
People say
That's
I
fair.
swear a lot. I'd really actually be worried if he came out here. mean, we are on the internet, but, we try to keep it family friendly.
We got John Muller. I'm surprised we made it as far as we did with Lenny Clark, honestly.
Lenny's a great guy. I've known him for a long time, and I was really happy to have him on our air. He was
Get a couple of
hilarious
senses
and
in there,
interesting
but,
as usual.
Yeah, no, that was, and he hung out for a while. Runner goes before the pitch. It's going to be
easily
defensive indifference, 2 outs. That base doesn't matter. But a chance here for Mulry to add some insurance.
Second and third now.
Comes set. Here's the pitch. Hit high in the left field. Lazy fly ball. Can of corn for the shortstop. And he makes the catch to retire the side. All right, headed to the bottom of the ninth. Jim, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you guys
Once you
for
get
having
back
me.
to closing the game out.
I'm gonna go finish my dinner.
See,
Tom,
you've earned
Tom,
it.
Tom
been a long
directed this
day. You've
inning.
been
I
here
was
since-
just grabbing a quick bite to eat,
10 o'clock this morning.
Huh?
You've been here since 10 o'clock this morning, 10:30 this morning.
Oh, yeah. We've been here. It's a long day for us, but it's a lot of fun. We love being here. I'm going to go back in and
Go
switch
eat.
again.
Go eat. Go finish the game up.
All right, guys.
We
Thank you.
will have coverage right of the post-game festivities, too. You'll be pushing the buttons for that.
I'll be calling the shots. Dan will be pushing the buttons.
Stick around after the last out. We'll have all the posts, the MVP award, all of that. Make sure you're hanging out with us. So into close it out, they're going to go back to the college kid, Kenny Schechter from Newton North. He's got a 1-run lead to protect.
Just asked to give another shout out to John.
Shout out to Hey, we'll give John all the shout outs he wants.
He brought me some of my earliest sports memories. I mean, the 04 World Series, he was there. The 08 Celtics title. The Stanley Cup in 2011, he was in Vancouver with Brian Zaccello, Rose Wheeler, all those guys. P-Dubs, Pat White. I mean, you think about iconic in the last 15, 20 years. Iconic shots of championship teams. John Martin was the guy in the locker room, wearing the goggles, getting champagne poured all over him, and universally respected as one of the best camera guys, if not the best camera guy in the entire broadcast media.
Swing and a miss for strike one. Bottom of the ninth, here we go. Home team needs 1 to extend, 2 to win. Any thoughts on the MVP?
Gronkowski had the big hit. There's been a couple of big plays.
I think you got to go with the home run, right?
There's only been one dinger tonight. Only been one Johnson.
Oh, there were none last year, so. This one's fouled back.
I mean, I got to give it to Craig Robertson. That was a Hall of Fame flinch back there.
This one misses for ball. It could also go to Casey Santos Ocampo at the 2-run double that changed the lead, gave the away team the lead. It's not clear cut this year. Last couple years has been pretty clear cut. Here's the pitch. Foul back.
There's
Oh, that's a bad
one.
one. Oh, that might have hit him.
That's a big one.
That might have, he hurt his hand or something.
That was
See,
right
let the
off
camera go.
that black border you can see. And the camera went right down the tubes. Here we go.
Let's see.
There goes the camera.
He tried to hold
see
it
on
up.
the center field camera. Love to see that from Katya Andrade out in center field.
You know, we got a strikeout first out of the inning.
So that nice and slow. Here we go. Foul ball right to the backstop, off the wood.
One.
It was a loud.
Oh, no, he was quicker that time. He was quicker that time.
Craig, the bill for any damage to that camera is in the mail.
Here's the 0-1. Fouled off. I would like to thank Cambridge Parks and Rec for the strong plexiglass window that's back there.
The giant wood board. It's tough to see through that giant wood border that's around there. but it does a heck of a job of protecting the camera guy back there.
So I got a late entry for MVP here. How about Kenny Schechter? He's in position to get the save, and he could strike out the side here in the ninth. Actually, he may get the win, depending on how they score it. He's got to get past Andrew Frates first. And his brother Pete's number 3 Red Sox jersey. See if Schechter can finish this thing off here. Peers over the top of his mitt. Here's the pitch. Low ball 1.
I mean, if there's anyone you want at the plate, it's got to be a baseball family, the Frates. With 2 down in the 9th, you need 1. Heads up.
That's right over. That's as close as any is coming to us.
Rolling right towards the truck.
1-1 the count. Frates gets set again. Schechter winds and fires. Did he go? Let's see. They check down at first. He did, in fact, go 1-2. That was close.
That was a late appeal to the first base umpire.
1-2. Schechter trying to finish it, trying to strike out the side. He winds. He fires. He struck him out. That's the ball game, folks. The road team with the comeback 5-4 win on the arm of Kenny Schechter. I'll tell you what, Matt. Schechter's my MVP tonight. We'll see which way they go with it, but I would put my money on Schechter. 2 outstanding innings, and he strikes out the side in the 9th.
I agree. Schechter coming in, a high school kid.
Yeah.
A high school kid coming in, striking out the side in the 9th, down by 1, high-pressure situation.
So again, we will have the MVP as soon as we can get it to you. We will have the post-game festivities as soon as we can get those to you. As the road team meets at center field with the 5-4 win, the 25th old-time game in the books. Another outstanding job by everybody involved. And how about it? We started about, what, like 7:30?
In or around there, yeah.
2 hours, 27 minutes it took to
Blistering
play.
pace.
Love it. Gotta love it. Over nice and quick. And now we wait on the MVP announcement.
Schechter's got to be... I mean, Schechter's right up there.
Now, Schechter had a great game. We obviously had a home run. Although it actually sounds like it's going to be Dylan Coster, who had a couple of hits, a stolen base, and a run scored. So congratulations to Dylan Coster from Woburn, Massachusetts. He's wearing the Mets jersey.
Run.
That is the closest any Met will come to any type of MVP for a long time.
I mean, Costa's the one who had the go-ahead run from second base when they overthrew the ball into center field.
Yep.
Aware enough to turn the corner at third
Yep.
and come across the plate for what?
Coster had a good game. He played the whole game too,
which is a feat in itself.
Yep.
In these jerseys, in this weather.
And they will gather for the presentation of the MVP award. We'll have that for you here momentarily. And I think Coster has the MVP bat that they give out. Road team will take the picture on the mound. I think they already announced they may have already announced Coster as the MVP.
Coster out of Assumption College wearing, as you mentioned, the New York Mets number 41 jersey.
Also, we only saw him out there a little bit tonight. Jordan Leandre, I didn't get to talk about him. He's the one last year who had the wayward first pitch. That was like days before this game. He had that at Fenway. I didn't get a chance to talk to him about it, unfortunately.
The away team taking the celebratory picture on the mound.
All right, so that will do it for us. The 25th old-time baseball game. Matt, it's been a pleasure.
Another dandy, to use the old-time term.
Another outstanding old-time baseball game. The road team wins. We got a little bit of a comeback. We got a little Lenny Clark. We got a little bit of everything for everybody here on the crew. My name is Alex Barth. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next year.
Good night, everybody.